Yo, you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here, and today I'm coming at you with a new review. In fact, it's two reviews for the price of one. So specifically, I'm going to be taking a look at the new ThunderCats Mandora figure from Super 7, their newest Ultimates ThunderCat, and to go along with that, also her Electro-Charger bike. So let's head on over to the review studio and take a closer look. Okay, so here's a look at both Mandora and her Electro-Charger bike. Both come in their individual mailer boxes. So Mandora comes in the typical Super 7 ThunderCats Ultimate type packaging with the slip box. You've got the ThunderCat symbol there with the metallic foil and the ThunderCats logo and the name of the character. On the back, you've just got the ThunderCats logo, and then you can just lift the slip box off, and the figure is fully revealed. And then on the back of the packaging, you've got some artwork of the character and a brief bio. And then with the Electro-Charger, it comes in a window-style box, so the charger is clearly displayed. Down below, you've got the ThunderCats logo and the name of the vehicle. Off to the sides of the packaging, you've got some artwork that features Mandora riding the bike. And then on the back of the packaging, you've got a look at both the actual toy along with the Mandora figure, which of course is sold separately. And then you also have a look at some of the features that the bike includes. Alright, so let's get these open and take a closer look inside.
I warn you, Plutar. Resisting an officer is a punishable offense.
Okay, so here's a look at both the Mandora figure and her Electro-Charger bike outside the packaging, along with all the other contents that are included. Okay, so for the bike, you get a number of accessories. You get the enzyme catalyzer gun that she used.
No! What? It's not working! Some goop got in the filter.
You get this antenna that connects to the back of the bike. You get a stand, a flight stand for the bike. You get this effect piece that you can attach to the enzyme catalyzer gun. And then you get these control panels, two different control panels that you can put on the bike. Now, one thing I want to note here with these control panels, I do have a minor quality control issue. It appears to be right out of the packaging. So you notice these little silver plates on the back of these. So these basically connect to the bike via magnet, so that's why they're these metal plates. But on both of them, it seems like the glue came off on them and they fall right off. So this should be a fairly easy fix. I can just glue them back on. But I noticed that with both of them right out of the packaging, that these little metal plates were not firmly attached to the back of these control boards that go on the bike. Okay, so real quick, just to put the flight stand, it comes in two pieces. You just plug the arm in here, and then this connects into the bottom of the bike if you wanted to have it displayed with the flight stand. Now, you don't have to. You have a few other options, so you can just have the bike set flat like that, or you also have the ability where you can remove these pieces here that cover the wheels, and then you can actually pop the wheels down. So with the front wheel, you just pull it out like that. With the back wheel, what you want to do is there's this little compartment that opens up in the back, and then you can just push down the wheel like that. So then it basically can roll. It will have a tendency to kind of tilt to the left or the right when you have the wheels out, but if you want your bike to actually roll like a motorcycle, you can actually do that, which is pretty cool. So we'll go on and pop those back in, and you can put the covers back on if you want, or leave them off, whichever is easier for you. And then, like I said, if you want to have it so it looks like the bike is flying, you can attach the flight stand and have it sit like that. You can also go on and attach the antenna, and it just plugs into the back, this red portion here. There's a hole, and you just push that in, and it should stay on there nice and tight. And it does come out of the packaging really straight, but you do want to be careful. Don't bend it. If you bend it too much, you probably end up snapping. It has some flexibility to it, but just be careful with that. So here's a look at the dashboard for the bike, and you've got some nice control display readouts there. This looks fairly cartoon accurate. Now this area here is for those control panels. So I've gone on and glued on those metal plates so that they will stay in there, and what you do is you just slide it in there, and it's held in place again by the magnet. So it stays in there nice and tight, looks pretty good. So you get the one with all the buttons, and then you get this one that looks more like a control readout. You can switch them out however you want. So that's pretty good. You've got the steering wheel, which does not move or anything, so you can basically just use it to have your figure hold on to it, the handlebars. You get this little storage compartment, which we saw in the cartoon, which is primarily for the gun and tank. So you just slide that in there. And when you put it in there, you got to make sure that you do the gun basically straight up like that, or it won't fit in there. But once you do that and get it pushed in, it fits nice, and then you just close that. Now the detailing on the bike is nice. You've got basically just this glossy white plastic throughout most of the bike. You've got the black on the seats with the sculpting, so that looks good. You've got the metallic silver here on the side pieces that look like chrome, so all that looks good. You've got the lights here on the front. So you've got some clear translucent plastic, red translucent plastic here on these tip pieces of the wings. And then this front piece here is with the gold. And you've got the kind of metallic gold here as well with the clear plastic over top of that. You've got the windshield, which is done with the clear plastic, so that all looks good. You've got on the back here, you've got this symbol, and then again with the antenna, the red, and then you also have the little light there on the back. And then on the front, or on the sides I should say, you've got the stars. Those are painted on there. I think that's painted. The stars are a little, they rise up a little bit, but then are painted. And then you've got like the vents here. So overall, I think Super 7 has done a fairly good job of capturing the look of the bike from the cartoon. Moving on to the accessories for the Mandora figure itself. So first of all, you get two versions of her boomerang weapon. So you get the one with the translucent or semi-translucent plastic attached to it, so it looks like she's actually throwing it. And then you get the regular version, which will fit in her holster. So with that one, you just slide it in there, and that's pretty much how she had it in the cartoon. The figure has three different head sculpts. So this one is the normal head sculpt with the ponytail straight back. You've got the digital thing on her eyepiece is just a straight line, and she just has a normal closed mouth expression. Then you get this one that has a different display. It's got the targeting display on the eyepiece, and she's gritting her teeth, and the ponytail is off to the side. And then you get this one where, again, like with the first head sculpt, it's got just the straight line on the eyepiece and the normal mouth expression, but the ponytail is off to the other side. And then real quick, here's a look at each of the head sculpts on the figure. And of course, you have the earpieces on the side of the helmet, and that's the same on all three. But, it looks pretty good overall. So this is the first head sculpt. This is the second head sculpt with the targeting on the eyepiece and the open mouth. And then finally, the third head sculpt. Now, one thing I want to note with these ponytails, they feel like they should turn a little bit, but they don't. And just be careful, because I feel like you could, if you turn these, if they got caught on something and they turn too much, you could actually snap those off pretty easily. You get a pair of handcuffs. Now the handcuffs themselves do not open, but you have the actual chain piece, though this is very thin plastic where the chain connects to the actual handcuff pieces, so just be careful that you don't snap those off. And the handcuffs will actually work on figures if you want. Basically, you just have to pop the hands off of whatever figure you want to put them on, and then put the handcuffs on and then reattach the hands. The handcuffs, because they don't open, won't actually fit over the hands of the figures. But you can see I've got my Jackal Man here demonstrating the handcuffs, and again, you know, they do actually work. She comes with a communicator device that has the little antenna, which is done with a flexible plastic, so this you don't have to worry about snapping off. And you've got the little bit of blue and red there, and the rest of it is just done with a black plastic. She comes with this little display that gives her credentials, her badge, I guess you could call it. You can see, I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but on the top portion you can see a little picture of Mandora's face. And then she also comes with, I believe she used this to print out tickets. It is a blank screen, looks like little controls or keys, and it's done with like a metallic purple type paint with a little light blue screen. Nothing on the screen, but again, I believe this was something she used to actually print out tickets. And finally, for accessories, the Mandora figure comes with a number of different types of hands. So you get a pair of closed-fisted hands. Those are the ones that are attached to the figure when you take it out of the packaging. Then you get a standard pair of grip hands. Then you get this standard kind of grabby type hands, and then you get this set of hands. So this left hand is the exact same left hand as this one, so they are identical. But then with this right hand, with this pair, you get it's more of like has a trigger finger for, I guess, holding the gun. And then finally you get two additional right hands, so you get a pointing finger right hand and a thumbs up right hand.
For a free-up.
Now looking at the Mandora figure itself, so she has these pink shoulder pads which are attached to the figure, but they are separate pieces. They're done with a flexible rubber type material. Then underneath that she has the black and red portions, and again this red portion is a separate piece, so it's glued on there, but it is an actual separate piece, which looks pretty good. On the right arm, she's got the black sleeve with the red and pink gloves, and then on the left arm, she's got the sleeve. It's sleeveless, again with the red and pink gloves. She's got the belt, the white belt, and then you've got that belt buckle with a little bit of red and white on it. She's got the pink strap for the holster and the black pants, which is done with just kind of a glossy black throughout the figure. And then again with the boots, she has the pink and red. So, you know, basic paint applications. There's really no kind of wash or anything, but, you know, no paint blemishes or anything either. So overall, I think they did a pretty solid job. Okay, so for articulation, you can rotate the head all the way around. She doesn't get a whole lot of back and forth movement with the head. A little bit, but not too much. You get a little bit of pivot there as well, but basically as far as looking up, it's fairly limited on this figure. Now with the arm, you can get the arm out straight. Again, these shoulder pads are done with a soft rubbery type material, so they don't limit too much of the arm movement. You can also get the arm rotated all the way around. You have a bicep swivel that is up high there. You also have a single hinged elbow, but you do get rotation there with the elbow, and then she can bend her elbow about that much. And then with the hands, you have the rotation and the hinges, so you get up and down movement with the hands. You have a midsection joint. She really can't crunch forward or back, but you do get rotation there at the midsection. You do not get a waist swivel with this one. With the legs, you can do the splits pretty good. You can get the leg forward pretty good there. This is done with a softer material, so it does kind of bend up for the leg. And then you can do the leg back as well. You do not get a thigh swivel per se, but you do get rotation around that ball joint, so you do get some movement up there. And then with the leg, again, it's a single hinged knee, so you only get that much bending with the knee, unfortunately. You do get rotation there with the knee. You do not get a boot cuff swivel. You got hinges with the feet, and you do have ankle pivot with these, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Now, as far as sitting the figure on the bike, she does stay on there pretty good. She seems to fit pretty good. I mean, she can't like sit back on the bike and still be able to grab the handlebars. But if you have her, you know, kind of like this, she does reach the bars. There's really not a place for her feet specifically, so I just have them kind of down there near the pipes. So I don't think there's like a set place. There's not pedals or anything like that on the bike for her feet. And, she's not staying on there. If you really kind of, like if I turn the bike upside down, she probably would come out of the seat. But for the most part, she seems to stay on there pretty good. And then, of course, you have the back seat for putting passengers. So this is this is actually the Mattel Lion-O figure. I don't have the Super 7 one, but you can see, he's on there pretty good for the most part. Okay, so that's my review. So initially I was a little bit on the wall on whether I wanted to get this set or not. I actually wasn't going to get it, and then I saw Big Bad Toy Store got it in stock, and the last minute I decided to go on and get it. And I do like it for the most part. It does have a hefty price tag. If you're going to get both the bike and the figure, it's going to cost you over $200. But I feel like, at this point, if you've been collecting the Super 7 Ultimates and stuff, you're pretty much used to those high price tags. After all, they are going to charge us $55 just to get Snarf. It would have been cool maybe if they had added some lights to the bike, but still I think they did a pretty good job with that. I did have the minor quality control issues with those panels and the metal plates not being glued on, but that was a fairly easy fix. I do like the fact that they're offering the bike separately from the figure, so if you don't want to spend over $200, but you do want Mandora for your collection, you can just get the figure and not the bike. Though honestly, I feel like if you are going to get Mandora, you're definitely also going to want to get the bike to go along with it. So she was a fairly important character, appeared in a couple of different episodes in the cartoon. So I do feel like that if you're collecting ThunderCats and you've been getting the Super 7 stuff, this is one that you're going to want to check out. Now, as always, I'd love to hear your own thoughts about this down in the comments section below. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing to it and hitting that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. Also, if you're so inclined, please think about liking this video. As always, guys, stay safe out there, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News Message Boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.